I hear God saying something big is gonna happen. I hear him whisper, just keep your eyes on me. He's getting ready to open doors no man can shut. He's getting ready to tear down every wall that's been holding you up. So don't lose faith, now don't turn away. Keep your heart steady in the place you pray, because what he promised is on its way, and the blessing's closer than it's ever been today. Something big is gonna happen in your life. God is getting ready to turn it all around. Something good is gonna make it right. Chains will break and favor will abound. So lift your head, lift your eyes. He's moving right before your eyes. Something big is gonna happen. God's turning it around.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to A Safe Place for Sisters. We are so excited to be with you all this week. I have some very exciting news. The fact that I now have a co-host for this new podcast. Please welcome to the stage. Please welcome Miss Carla Davis. Hi, Carla. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Outstanding. Likewise, ma'am. Please share some things about yourself with the audience.
Well, hello, sisters. I'm so excited to be a part of the new podcast. A slight introduction. As she stated, of course, my name is Carla. I have a background in corrections, some in security, mental health, and I just all around have a passion for helping people be better people. Um, And I'm just so excited to be a part of this new podcast. I'm hoping that there's something that I can bring forth that'll help break some cycles, help women build confidence, as well as helping create a space, a safe space for women.
Yes, most
So I'm
definitely.
excited.
I will say right here, make this disclaimer. We both are employed with the Department of Corrections. However, we do not speak or represent the department in this podcast. This podcast was actually created to give women a space where they can speak truth, find healing, and feel seen. Sometimes we're present, but we're not actually acknowledged. We share real, honest conversations about the struggles we carry, from identity to trauma to motherhood, our purpose and faith. So every woman who listens knows she is valued, supported, and never walking alone.
Yes.
I am excited, Carla, because there are a lot of podcasts out there, but we've been blessed to come up and create one especially for us, where we can, talk about women issues across the board. There's no limits, no boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
No
yeah.
topic is off subject. No topic is off limits. So I'm really excited about this. Not that we don't like our brothers. We definitely love our brothers. We
We
need our
do.
brothers.
We
But
definitely
we
do.
also need a safe space for who? For us.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm
Absolutely.
excited. This podcast is an extension of Sisters Haven uh, outreach program, community program, where we're 501c3, and we're actually offering even some different services that we will provide for women in Northampton County, just as well as women that are being released from incarceration. We are excited about what the
Yes.
Lord is doing on this side of town. Some of the services we offer are excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm getting older and it wants to go blank on me. Help me out here. We will offer some reentry courses.
Reentry.
Thank you, Lord. Some reentry courses, job transportation. We're looking at right now endeavoring in the housing piece where we want to be able to provide housing for the women that are being released from incarceration, especially, and the women that could benefit in our surrounding communities. We will offer classes like Thinking for a Change. Um, Also, we will have mentorship meetings, and just a variety of services. Whatever the need is, substance abuse, whether you're dealing with alcohol or substance abuse, we have something in the house for you that you can benefit from. So stay with us. Continue to watch us on this journey and see as we unroll, as we begin to endeavor into all of the purpose that God has in store for Sisters Haven. And I can't help but be excited, and I'm sorry if it seems like I'm talking all over myself, but that's just the passion inside of me, because we've been actually in existence since 2022, and it seems right long in here, Miss Davis, this year, 2026, where God is starting to accelerate us into fulfilling our purpose. So I can't
Mm.
help but be excited, and I'm quite sure you share that like
Yeah,
passion.
yes,
In the
ma'am.
way of announcements, we do still continue to have intercessory prayer every Friday night at 6. If you cannot make the prayer time, if it's not convenient for you, you can always send us an email. Let us know your prayer request, and we will put your name on the altar and begin to call out your name and your situation before God. God is leaning in our direction. Come on, somebody. He's leaning his ear to the cries of his children, and prayer is so vital in this hour. Also, we've been talking about this community brunch that we want to have. Yeah, yes, ma'am. So we
I'm
finally have
excited.
set a date for March the 28th. It is
Yes,
a Saturday. It is a very informative brunch where we want to just lay it out and talk about this program and why this program is so vital to Northampton County. Not just Northampton County, but specifically we want to acknowledge Northampton County because this will be our home base. So I'm excited about that. If you want to know more about our program, please be in attendance. The prayer breakfast is scheduled, if I remember, call is scheduled for 10 o'clock.
yes, ma'am.
I'm
Yes,
sorry, the community brunch is scheduled for 10 o'clock. So please come out and learn. Come asking your questions and inquire what is so special about this program and what impact will it make in our community. How will it make a difference? So we're all about building women. We're all about encouraging women. We're all about strengthening women. And with that being said, I must say some subject matters we cover may not be the most comfortable. It may not be the most comfortable for you, but I do believe it will be necessary. Necessary for what? For our growth, for our development, and giving us the ability to do what? To thrive. We want to see women thrive. Hey, amen. I'm getting
ma'am.
excited like I'm going to church, ma'am. We want to see women thrive, so we're excited about that. Carla, I think I've said enough. Come on, join in the conversation. Lead us into what
I'm
our
just
subject
excited.
matter is tonight.
So tonight's topic, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are?
Yes, yes,
That one's deep. It's deep for me personally. You
yes,
know,
ma'am.
I'm not a perfect person, but being honest, I can say I'm growing and I'm
Yes,
figuring it out.
yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and transition and watch a short video, and then we'll go ahead and dive into tonight's topic. Do you know who you are?
Yes. And while you're preparing the video, I have a question, just a
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
And you all please join in, give us your comments, your questions, your concerns, whatever you would like to share. We are ready, we're open, and we're excited to have you. But a question crossed my mind, which is, Do we ever arrive to the point in our lives where we actually know to the fullest degree who we are? Or are we always
Mm,
evolving?
ooh, that's a
Just
deep
food for
one.
thought. It's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer it. Just food for
Ooh,
thought, audience. What do you think? Do we ever get to the point where I can say, this is actually who I am? Or do, does it change the more we continue to evolve, the more we continue to grow? All right,
right.
Miss Carla, you ready?
You ready? Yep. You see it?
Yes, ma'am. No, I can't see it, ma'am. Hold on one moment. I'm sorry.
Human is still
There
struggling
we
with
go.
self identity. That is why most of us are other people. For example, you wear Michael Jordan, you don't wear yourself. You wear Pierre Cardin, that's a person. You wear Fu, you wear Sean John, these are people. Because you ain't got no identity, you want to be like them. So you need to put on other people's identity to feel important. You are sick. That's why your children are in gangs today, killing each other just to wear a Nike shoe. Because they're trying to get identity. They would kill for a coat suit. Who am I?
Wow.
Ooh, it's pretty deep.
Wow.
It's deep there. That one talks to me because as you watch the
Yes.
video, in my mind, it just has me think about social media and all the idols and the famous people that we try to look like. We try to take on some of the clothes, some of the shoes, the hairstyles, and mask who
Yes.
we are. When some of us really haven't taken the time to get to know ourselves, we haven't taken the time to be by ourselves, to know who
Yes.
we truly are. How do we get to that point? How do we get to that point? We have to do the work.
Yes. Yes.
We have to do
Yes.
the work. We have to get to know ourselves because I just feel like personally, when we don't take time to get to know who we are, we lack showing the world our true talents, our gifts, because we get so caught up in what others are doing, or should I say, what
Mm-hmm.
other people think about us, when we should just be worried about our gifts and not fully pouring into the thoughts of others. And you know what? If
Yes.
I could be 100%, this is a safe place, right? It's a safe
Yes.
space.
Yes.
I want to be 100% authentic. To be honest, once upon a time, I cared a lot about what others thought. And let me tell you, through doing so, I mean, it's mentally draining. It does something to your mental space. It almost does something to your confidence. But when you start to realize that it doesn't matter what other people think about you,
Mm-hmm.
people
Mm-hmm.
are going to talk about you, whether you're doing something good, whether you're doing something bad. It doesn't matter. You should just love yourself, because when you truly know who you are, personally, I just feel
Yes.
like you love yourself a little more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
Mm-hmm.
can tell you who you are. So, I don't know. That video is deep. I just feel like we mask who we are.
You
Why?
know, Carla, I thank you so much for opening us up and sharing, because as you begin to talk about trying to keep up with the latest fads and how different people of influence, we try to emulate them. I was sitting here and I'm so grateful for the Holy Spirit. He reminded me of David and Saul. And when David was going to do battle against Goliath, Saul wanted him to wear his armor. But the armor did not fit. It was not fit or suitable for David. And for us, some of us that know the story, David ended up picking up 5 smooth stones. He threw one and he actually gained a victory over Goliath, who was a giant. The point that I'm getting to is that sometimes we're trying to find our identity through external means
Mm.
instead of looking internally at who we are and what we possess. You talked about those talents and skills, abilities, the giftings, that the Lord has placed within us. If we are consistently looking externally, we will miss the value of what we
Mm.
possess internally. There is a talent, there is a skill, there is some ability, there is some gift that I do believe is in every person. But it takes us having that relationship, that right relationship with the giver of the gift, the skill,
Mm.
the talent, the ability, in order for it to be able to what? In order for us to thrive in our purpose. And I believe once we discover our purpose, we've discovered our identity. It's not about our race. It's not about our gender. It's not where we were born. It's not who our
Absolutely.
parents are. It's who He has made us to be and what He has empowered us to be able to do. Because when we tap into that, no one else can compare or beat us more so doing or become more successful doing the thing we were formed to do. We must find out who we are. Who we are beyond the labels, who we are beyond the stereotypes, who we are beyond the critics, who we are, who we were literally made to be. Go ahead now.
Absolutely. And just to piggyback off of some of what you said, I just feel like, like we talked about the gifts and we talked about so many talents, and
Yes,
it just leads me back to social media and the heavy influence. Everybody's
yes,
doing some of the same marketing, and everybody does hair, everybody does nails. But when you are tuned in and you tapped in to who you are and your gift, nobody does what you do like you do it.
yes,
Nobody does
yes,
it like you. So you just have to tap in and just realize who you are as a person. And how do we get to that point? You have to be honest and you have to be acceptant and
yes,
realize, hey, something's wrong. I need some help. Self work. It's
yes,
okay to
yes,
realize, like, hey, wait a minute. I'm a little too focused on
yes.
what they doing over there. And why am I
Uh,
comparing myself to those people? And
ooh, that's a
why
big
do
problem.
why am I comparing myself to others? And or here's another one. Why do they have the Mercedes Benz and I don't? But I've been doing
Yes,
this. You have to be able to do the work, and you have to reflect and just realize in self healing, there are some past traumas you may have not dealt with. You have to get past those. How do you get past those? You have to do what's called mirror work. I
yes,
read a
yes.
book. I read a book. It's called How to Do the Work. And you know what?
Ooh-wee.
That book by Nicole LaCora, it tore me up. And I just want to be completely transparent because as I'm reading the book, I'm like, why is this lady talking to me? Why is she in my life? Why is she in my life? How? She spoke about mirror reflection, and we'll show you the book in a second. But she spoke about mirror reflection. And in doing mirror
Yes,
work, you have to actually explore, have an active reflection, be honest, and be willing to explore your past values, your social environment, and how those things have shaped you. That's deep.
yes,
So in the book, they have homework and they walk you through how to actually do the journaling and how to do the mirror work. And when I say it's deep, it's deep. I don't want to get too much into the book, but I encourage viewers to read the book if you're ready to take that journey and you're ready to tap in and make some changes. We're not perfect people, but we require work. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still working.
Yes, ma'am. I do believe that
Yes,
we all
ma'am.
are. In way of comments, good evening, first of all, Miss Everett. Thank you for joining us this evening. And Miss Leona, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Hollins.
Yes,
You
Leona Harlem.
okay? She posted that good evening to us. Good evening to you too.
Good
She's excited
evening.
to see some positive outreach for women. And her comment is, I guess, in response to my question, as a person, you should always striving to be and do better.
Mm,
Never should forget the struggles that got you where you are. I am in such
absolutely.
agreement with her that yes, we have to remember. We have to remember. In Carla, the book that you were referring
Yes,
to, I have it on screen now. So
beautiful
tell us
book.
a little bit more about the book, please.
Beautiful book. As I stated, it walks you through some of those past traumas. Maybe be childhood traumas, for example. She spoke of how childhood trauma impacts the decisions you make as an adult. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I'll give you one example that was shared in the book. And like I said, I won't get too deep into the book because I want some of our viewers to actually read the book. And then if after you read the book, please on another podcast, please tune into the chat and let us know your thoughts of the book.
Mm-hmm.
But she speaks on how as a child, and this was an example in the book, for example, if isolation was a punishment, if isolation was a punishment, you got in trouble, you did something, and say a parent isolated you, they didn't communicate with you for maybe a period of time, that was your punishment. As an adult, the trauma response to that, when things arrive in your life, instead of
Mm-hmm.
communicating about those things, you tend to shut down and shun people out. That's
Yes.
not normal. As adults, we should be able to communicate and express ourselves freely and willingly. And if
Yes.
that's something that you've dealt with as a child and as an adult, that's your trauma response, you have to work through that because you have to be able to communicate. Some conversations will be
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable, but in order to heal and to progress, you have to be able to communicate and you have to do that effectively. So, like I said,
Yes.
it's a good read. It's a deep read. Like I said, it's a scary read. it's a it's an eye opener. It's a scary read because as you read, you're like, ah, how do you know me? So I just encourage viewers to read the book and not just read the book, but she has self work after the chapters that she encouraged you to do, when
Mm-hmm.
those difficult moments arrive in your life, you can always reflect back to that self work page and, work through that situation. She'll walk you through step by step how to actually walk through that particular situation. So I love the book. I think I'm going to read it again.
You know, the wonderful thing about the book is that you can do the work by yourself.
You can. Medication is not
sometimes,
needed.
sometimes, we shy away from being in front of other people, but you can actually do the work alone and at your pace just
Yes,
as well. So I'm quite sure it causes you to unpack a lot of things because, as we get older, we have a way of packing away, tucking away those traumatic things that occurred in our life, those traumatic situations. Sometimes we don't want to deal with them anymore. However, it continues to what show up. It's kind of
it
like when you
does.
injure, you hit your toe, and
Ooh,
it it can hurt so bad. It just sends a pain through your body so bad.
yes.
And you turn around and hit it again the next day. What happens? You experience that pain all
All
over
over.
again. So
Yes.
where we may think that we're over it, where we may think that we've overcame it, actually we may not have because it just takes that right hit on that scab to cause it to what? open up and overflow all over again into our lives. And when you were talking about that, I was thinking about how important it is that we learn who we are also, because especially if we are currently what? Mothers.
Mm.
If we're currently grandmothers, if we have nieces and nephews, somebody is watching us.
Yes.
Somebody actually is looking to pattern their life after us. So it's so important that we come into the truth of who we are and what our purpose is. I was thinking about when we was growing up, my mother had four initially. For many years she had four of us. And she was on a fixed income, so she didn't have a lot of just free money. Our treat once a month was going to McDonald's and getting a Happy Meal. Boy, how much simple life was back then. A Happy Meal probably was no more than $1. But that was our highlight once a month. And she did tremendously well with the limited amount of funds she had for to have four children at that time. But I can remember, Carla, going to the grocery store at that time. I think it was like the Below years ago. They had a big tall bin, metal bin. And it had all kind of tennis shoes in it of the same brand and same make. In other words, you could get a white pair, you could get a blue pair, a black pair. But they were all what we called back then. I'm getting ready to jog somebody's memory. They were considered to be fish heads. In
Okay.
other words, they were considered to be less than. When you had some of the more privileged children
Mm.
in the neighborhood, they were wearing what? Converses.
Okay.
And you long for a pair of Converses, but because going back to her financial situation, that's what she could afford for us. And I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful because my mom did, like I said, she did an excellent job for what she had to work with. And the one thing she made sure was that we lived in a house that she always rented large houses for us to grow up in. And she was very, very, the house had to be very immaculate, very, very clean. And I can recall that we didn't even have play clothes. Our school clothes were our what? Our church clothes. Because you were going to church. So many times that's what you had to wear. But yet I'm still grateful, even though we felt that pressure at that time. Children don't understand. We felt that pressure to want to what? Be like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We felt that pressure to want to dress like everybody else. And so sometimes maybe that's what we're still experiencing as adults. We understand that we came up maybe in a difficult, challenging time financially, and we're overcompensating now with what we wish we'd have had back then, or we're giving our children more so that they don't feel that peer pressure or that need to want to fit in. But however, we have to readily agree that sometimes it's those decisions that cause us to lose our identity.
I
It's
must agree.
decisions as such that can cause us to get in financial debt because we're trying to be something that we may not have arrived to that point to be.
Mm.
Go
Mm.
ahead,
We
ma'am.
say
I
keeping
know
up
I
with the.
said a lot. Go
You're, no, you're
ahead.
fine. You're fine. We say keeping up. I think we spoke earlier this week and we were talking about keeping up with the Joneses.
Yes,
Woo.
yes,
We
yes,
say, look, I want my bills paid. I don't know about you, but I'm not paying
yes.
$1,300 for a quick weave, a track.
Ooh,
I
wow.
want my rent paid. I want my mortgage paid. I want my lights paid. I'm fine. I'm so grateful for my personal struggles and my personal traumas because I believe that's what shaped me to who that's what shaped me and that's why I am who I am today. So
Yes, ma'am.
I may not have always had the Jordans myself, but I had a decent pair of shoes on my feet. They were clean. My mama made sure we ate. We had a nice roof
Yes.
over top of our head. So
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
just thankful for those struggles. And like I said, it definitely has shaped me as a person. And I'm so grateful for all the things that she have has done for me and all the challenges we may have faced and we've overcame because now guess what? If tough times arrive, guess what? I know how to make it through.
Oh, come on now.
I know how to make it through. But
Oh,
I do. I just, as women, I just believe we definitely have to get to a point in life where enough is enough, and we say, "Hey, I'm ready to define who I am, and I'm ready
yes.
to explore my talents and not be afraid of what the world has to say or seek approval from or validation from a world who
Mm-hmm.
truly
Mm-hmm.
doesn't they truly don't care for you." So
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just ready. And if you have any comments, chime into the chat. Talk to us.
Yes.
Talk to
Share
us.
with
This is
us.
not just a conversation for the two of us. This is a public chat. Chime into the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know your views, your thoughts. Why is it that we struggle to define who we are? Or tell us some if you're okay with sharing some of your thoughts and personal feelings or traumas or whatever you want to share. Remember, we're creating a safe place. We want you to feel comfortable
Yes.
communicating
Yes.
and talking to us. This is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything that we're saying, it's not to be offensive, but we're trying to create a safe space for you to be able to heal and let's work through those traumas together.
Yes.
But ah, it just seems like not knowing who you are, and women in general, it just seems like we
Mm-hmm.
display a lot of self-hatred towards each other, like
Yes.
jealousy, and
Yes.
you can see the lack of confidence, the failure in relationships because you don't know
Mm-hmm.
who you are. I just encourage everybody. Sometimes, we all go through different walks of life and we have to take different roads to get where we need to be able to say arrive.
Yes.
But
Yes.
we have to at some point dive into that. We have to tap into that and we have to do better as women. We have to better support each other and understand
Yes.
that whether we talk about it or not, we all go through some of the
Yes.
same
Yes.
things in life.
Yes.
We do. If we took time to talk to each other more and not see, hey, she doesn't dress like me. I don't want to talk to
Mhm.
her.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
put that aside and let's real have a real conversation. Let's talk about some of those traumas, and you'll see and you'll understand we're not so different. We're kind of the same.
You know, Carla, it's amazing because the lack of identity actually determines the choices that we make.
Mm,
Sometimes we are living beneath our means as far as uh, I know some individuals where they are tremendously blessed. Blessed to have nice cars, blessed to live in a nice house. But because of their peers not having it, then they want to hide their blessings. They
um,
pretend as though they're what? Living beneath their, where they actually pretend as though they are not blessed. And just as well as it affects relationships. Sometimes we subject ourselves, we submit to things that we didn't have to submit to. Or
mm,
can I say it better? We submit to people because of that peer pressure or that not
yeah.
wanting to be alone because we haven't come into our true identity. There are so many women losing their lives daily because they are attached to a man that
Mm,
actually treats them horribly and beats on them continually. But somewhere inside of her, because she doesn't know who she is, she
mm,
submits herself over to that. And imagine if she has children, how it affects the children. Not just our daughters, are we teaching them what kind of man to look for and how, what is the ideal love? We're also teaching our sons how to treat women
Yeah.
So not having an identity, not knowing who you are, causes us so much pain and turmoil in life. Another issue, it may not be a heterosexual relationship. It may not be. It may be my relationship with my family. My family doesn't respect me. They use and abuse me. Why? Because I do not know who I am. And when we come into our true identity, that's when we can stand.
Hmm.
And we can stand and declare and decide, I will not tolerate any what disrespect in my life. Not from those that I know. Now, you may occasionally run into a stranger and they don't know you. But we're not talking about the stranger. We're talking about those that are familiar with us, those that we grew up with. Why would we subject ourselves to that? When He has called us, He has called us to be great. He has called us to be more than conquerors. He has called us to be His daughter in Christ, His daughter, His creation.
Yeah.
Nowhere did He say we had to lay down and allow people to just trample over us, just walk over us. So we have to come into a safe place where we know who we are. And if I have to live at that point in time and season in my life alone, then I'm okay with that. Because in
Woo.
being alone, one wonderful thing that can come out of your being alone is that you finally get the opportunity to shut out the world and learn who you are,
Mhm. Yeah.
what you like, what you desire. Come on here, somebody. We
Absolutely.
must come into our full identity. And I'm going to bring it in, but it's just so exciting to me. It's just like this bottle of water. When I was looking at this bottle of water that I had the pleasure of drinking some earlier, trying to drink more water, it actually holds 16.9 ounces. It has the capacity to hold
Woo!
16.9 ounces. However, if you look at this bottle, I probably left a little at 4 ounces or more in the bottle. And sometimes we're likened unto this bottle of water. God has given us the capacity to hold 16.9. But because our perspective is off, because we don't know who we are, we settle for the minimum of I can only handle four
Mhm.
ounces. I can only handle being in this relationship. Having a piece of man is better than no man at all. Come on here, somebody. I know I'm on your street. Let's just go there.
Ooh.
Having this and subjecting myself to beatings, subjecting myself to abuse, subjecting my children to neglect is all I can handle. When if you would take the time to sit down and learn what He has deposited in you and learn the capacity that He made you to be able to hold, you will be surprised how much of a treasure you possess inside of you. And it is the enemy's job to keep us at this point of thinking this is all I can handle. This is all there is to me. Come on. We didn't come out the womb where we sit at tonight, Carla. We didn't come out the womb this way. But guess what we're learning to do, sisters? We're learning to do the work. We're ever evolving. We're ever healing. We're ever making up our mind that we will overcome whatever it is that's trying to hinder us, whatever it is that's trying to delay us. Come on, somebody. You got to make the right decision that this year, 2026, I'm going to get to know me.
Yes.
I'm going to get to know me and why, how He wired me the way that I am, and what am I passionate about doing. Go ahead, ma'am, because I'll take that preacher stance
Oh,
and we'll
look,
be here for a while.
you were
Go right
talking to me.
ahead.
You were talking to me. I was enjoying. I don't know about the views, but if they don't catch the
Oh,
message, I caught it. I
woo.
need 16.999 ounces.
Woo.
You
I'm
know
still
what? 4 ounces.
discovering.
Mine is 16.9. If I have
Woo!
to put on the black shoes and color them red and call them red
Yes,
bottoms and head
ma'am.
on
Come
out,
on now.
I would take that over anything. I still want my 16.9.
Yes, ma'am.
I want
Yes,
the
ma'am.
16.9. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
When a desire I have before the Lord is when I leave, when I transition from this side, I want to leave empty. I don't want to leave full. He gives us these gifts and He gives us the skills. He gives us the talents and the ability to what? To work it. Remember the talents in the Bible where He gave one man one, He gave one, I believe, two, one of them He gave five, I believe. I may be off on the numbers. Please forgive me if I am. But they began to work, they began to trade with their talents. And everyone except the one that had one talent made a profit, brought back more, double of what it was that He gave them. But the one that had one talent buried it instead of using it.
No
And I want
way.
to say to you all, you don't have to have five. You don't have to have two. Some of us only have the capacity to handle one. But if we work that one talent, how it
Yeah.
will change our entire life, how it can change not only your present day life, but your future generations that will be born in your family. That one talent, that one talent, if we will learn what it is and begin to put it to work. Here we go again to do the what,
Do the
Carla?
work. Do the
Do
work.
the work.
Do the
Do
work,
the
later.
work.
It's hard doing the
Yes.
work. It's hard doing the work. It's an eye opener. But once you
Yeah.
begin to do the work, you grow a better appreciation for self. Your self
Yes.
love grows a little deeper. I'm still
Yes.
doing the work. So I'm not gonna say I read the
Yes.
book and I'm just perfect.
Yes.
I just mastered doing the work. No, I'm still doing the work every day.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
still doing the work. But you know what? I'm grateful that I can say I needed to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful that I could say, you know what, Carla, you need a little help. Let me help you out.
Yes.
Because I find that I grow a better appreciation for self and a deeper self love for myself.
Yes, ma'am.
Therefore, I'm okay. If I have to
Yeah.
walk alone, I'm fine. I can say no. I'm okay. It might hurt somebody else, but I'm okay because I know who I am. I know who I'm evolving to be. I want to walk in my purpose, and I'm going to
Yes,
walk
ma'am.
in my purpose. So therefore, I'm going to continue to do the work. And I encourage all the ladies out there, do the work.
Yes.
We are imperfect people. It's okay. Well, we
Yes.
weren't created to be perfect. Just
That's
take
right.
some time and do the work. Do the work,
You
ladies.
know, Carla, I don't have to worry about you loving me correctly because guess what? You've already revealed to us that you love yourself. And I think sometimes we were taught that that's being conceited or,
No.
that's pride, it's selfish of you. But you need to learn to love yourself. He wrote, and the psalmist wrote, said that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. He didn't make anything wrong or less than. He literally formed us. He made us. And He made us how we need to be. There's no error in God. God doesn't make any mistakes. So we need to love who He has made us to be and what He has fashioned us to be able to do. One time I was struggling with that because, I don't know about you, Carla, but a transparent moment here. I was like, Lord, you could have did this differently. You could have did that differently. You could have gave me this instead of that, and He dealt with me. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. I made you by design. You are made just like I want you to be. the thing is that we have to appreciate how he made us. Now, don't get me wrong, we do make some alterations because I'm definitely not as small as I used to be. We we do alter some things, but overall, our personality, our character, our the way that we see life, the way that we handle situations, yes, it has something to do with our upbringing, but also it has to do with how he formed us to be. And so we can't, it's needless to sit around and not love yourself because you might find some fault in what it is. You don't have this, or you don't have what she has, or your hips are not this size, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's so needless because if you don't come to the appreciation, if you do not come to the appreciation of how he made you, that's a whole nother rabbit trail. You're going down that you're going to be buying boobs, you're going to be buying hips, and you're going to, come on, somebody, all because we have this idea that the culture has placed in the culture has placed before us to say, if you don't look like this, then you're not gonna get a man, or you're not acceptable. Come on here, somebody. You have to work with what you have, and when you learn to appreciate who you are, some folks get married simply because he fell in love with them internally, not so much externally. I mean, come
Amen.
on, how many hips you gonna buy? Oh Lord, I'm sorry, but we said we were gonna keep it real. How many hips you gonna buy? Come on, how many implants you gonna get? Come on here now, somebody. How much liposuction you gonna go through because you're trying to be this image that society says we ought to be? Oh, it's still
I don't
external
know.
means, right? It's still external
Absolutely.
means.
Yeah. At that point,
Oh,
you have to be a celebrity to be able to afford that. Yep. And I'm all right. Listen,
come on now.
I'm okay. I'll go to Planet Fitness. I'm scared. I'll go to Planet Fitness. I'll do a couple of squats. If it works, great. If
Oh,
not,
Lord, help us.
it's okay. Listen, can we have a little fun? But I'm just being honest. I'm okay. I'm scared.
Likewise, ma'am. We're getting ready to bring it to an end. We only are normally on about 45 minutes. And once again, we do appreciate the fact that you all stayed with us. Not only did you join us, but you remain. You remain. We definitely do appreciate that. Also, hold on one moment, Miss Carla. I think let's see. Hold on, give me one moment, please.
Okay. While she's working, do any of our viewers want to chime in the chat? Any opinions, any questions, any future topics you want to hear? Chime in, let us
Yeah,
know.
that's good right there, Carla.
Absolutely. Every Tuesday at 7:30, we'll be ready. No topic is too little or too big. We are ready to discuss it all, ladies.
Yes, I'm just excited. Let's talk about our sponsorship.
Oh, yes, we got so excited. Let's talk about the
Yes,
sponsorship.
I actually thought I had it, ma'am. Hold on one moment. One more moment, please. This has been an interesting journey, you all. You'll be surprised what he will do through us when we allow him to. The things that he will show us, the skills that he allows us to be able to flow in that we otherwise wouldn't flow in. And how he teaches us along the way, Carla.
Absolutely. You know, I like to say you're supposed to learn something new every day. And truly, I do.
Um, Miss Leona Hollins has a question. She said, "Do you have cards or flyers for the podcast?"
So we do create our flyers weekly, and we
Yes.
promote that on social media, all platforms. We promote that via TikTok, Facebook. So we do not have
Yes.
tangible cards, if that's what you're referring to. But maybe that's an idea.
We do not have tangible cards for the podcast, but we do have business cards for the organization.
Awesome.
Yes. I'm sorry you all it's taking me this long. Uh, there we are. I do apologize.
Right there it is.
Mm-hmm.
All
All
right.
right. Do I need to make it any larger?
To our viewers, can you see that? I think it looks good. I can see it very well.
Okay. So we are starting a sponsorship, a drive to actually for the housing phase of Sisters Haven. We're currently looking at some manufactured modular individual rooms that would be offered to the women that need some stability as far as housing goes. So we have three different tiers that we have. We have what is our $5,000 tier. We have, it's kind of small for me. Can you see that better than I can, Carla? I'm sorry.
I can.
Can you read it for me? The
Right
next
at
tier?
the platinum. Were you at the gold sponsorship?
Yes.
Okay. So I actually have it pulled up. But the
Okay.
gold sponsorship, that's the $10,000 tier. That's the land developer, which would support land clearing and the easement of the road construction. The logo on the website and selected materials, far as whether we partner with Lowe's, any of the
Mm-hmm.
supply companies that could help provide cement, wood. We're gonna need wood,
Yes,
um,
yes.
so on and so forth. You get where I'm going. And then, of course, proceeds for social media recognition. Then we have the silver sponsorship. That tier is at $5,000. That's for the house. That's the housing supporter. It contributes towards the land prep and the infrastructure needs. Um, the name on the donor page and the program updates. Okay, so you can donate to PayPal. You can send your donations to Cash App. It's listed on the bottom there. We'll also have it listed on Sisters Haven social media pages as well. However, I know you see the three tiers. However, we do want to encourage our viewers and supporters that no donation is too big or too small. So if it's
Yes.
placed on your heart to donate $5, thank you. We greatly appreciate that. Even if it's $2, no donation is too
Yes.
small.
Yes.
So, if you have it or if God placed it on your heart to send a donation and to um, help with this nonprofit organization and help be a
Yes.
blessing to the reentry program that we're trying to develop and we're going to develop and get started. We would greatly
Most
appreciate your
definitely.
support.
Yes, we are located currently in Pendleton, North Carolina, right here in Northampton County. We're probably about 10 miles from the Virginia line. And actually, we already have acreage land that we are looking to build on. We've already obtained the land. So, in any way that you would like to help us bring this vision to pass, we just ask that you will send your donations, and we will be gladly happy to receive them. And I'm excited,
Yes.
ma'am, because we're not only looking for monetary needs, we're also willing to accept supplies, skilled people that can do the work for us. We're just open. We need all the assistance that we can get. We more than welcome it, and this vision is definitely coming to pass. We are assured
Yes.
that this time, this season, is what God wants to see in the earth. And so we're just glad that He chose us to be able to head Spirit's project. In closing, I must share this with you. In closing, a few months ago, I had shared with my church right before I had to bring a message. The Lord dealt with me that weekend, and what God showed me was a beautiful display case. It was clear, made out of glass, but it was beautiful. And within the display case, there was people working their gifts. And while they were working in the gift that He gave them, I mean, it was so beautiful. And I was just standing there like in awe at how
Oh, wow.
beautifully they were doing what it is that they were purposed to do. And while I was so engaged watching them and admiring them, I received a tap like on my shoulder. And I heard, you're standing here admiring them for working what it
Oh,
is that
wow.
was deposited in them. I want to do the same for you. I want to put you on display, and others admire the giftings and the talents and the skills that I place within you. Somebody say, well, why are you sharing that, person? Because guess what? How long will we continue to admire others?
Ooh.
How long will we continue to compare ourselves to others? If we would take the time and allow Him to show what He has deposited in us, guess what? He can put you on display too. He can
Amen.
put you on display. Each one needs to what? Reach one. Each one reach one. And that is our purpose. That's our goal. We have enjoyed you tonight. Thank
Yes.
you so much for your comments, Miss Hollins. Thank you, Miss Everett, and all of those that will watch even when, that will watch later on tonight or as the week continue to progress. We're looking so forward to next Tuesday. If you
Yes.
have a topic suggestion, please send us an email at sissafeplace@gmail.com. Sis, SISSAFEPLACE @gmail.com. And we'll gladly get your email, look it over, and prepare ourselves for the next podcast. Have a wonderful night. And
Yes.
as usual, Carla, you know I enjoyed you.
Yes, I enjoyed you as well. Oh my goodness. I
All
can't
right.
wait to tune in next Tuesday. And like she said
Yes,
in
ma'am.
closing, I just want to encourage all the viewers, love yourself a little extra this week. Give
Yes.
yourself a big hug. Pat yourselves on the back. You're going to overcome. You can do it.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.